Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is going to be for the movie called Glass. M. Night Shyamalan brings together the narratives of two of his standout originals, Unbreakable and Split, in one explosive comic book thriller. Following the conclusion of Split, David Dunn pursues Kevin Wendell Crumb's superhuman figure of the Beast in a series of escalating encounters. But the shadowy presence of Elijah Price, known also by his pseudonym Mr. Glass, emerges as an orchestrator who holds secrets critical to both men. And this riveting culmination of Shyamalan's worldwide blockbusters. This movie is a 2019 film. It is rated PG-13. Stars Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, Samuel L. Jackson, Sarah Paulson, and Anya Taylor-Joy. It runs 2 hours and 10 minutes. Glass is the name of the movie. Well, I've waited a day to make this review because I still don't really know what to say about this movie. The acting is by James McAvoy is tremendous. The fact that he can play this character with multiple personalities, it just shows his acting range. And I thought Split was honestly one of the best movies ever just because of him doing what he does. I mean, phenomenal to play that character for him. Cool. Uh, I'd have to say the other two guys in this, Sam and Bruce, they just, I don't know. I just wasn't very excited about things. And I was totally hyped to see this movie like everybody else has been. You know, I've been hearing and hearing that these January movies of 2019 are going to be better than the norm. And I was really excited for a movie that was supposed to be a big movie. Come out, go see it, be excited about it. My first thing that I definitely want to say in this review for future reference is that I really don't enjoy the fact that on commercials and movie critics more well known than I, how they pushed that this is going to be a superhero movie. I'm never going to enjoy that fact. I'm not going to think of this movie that way. A superhero is not somebody with extra abilities that's a human like this movie. It's superheroes, Superman and Batman. I mean, I understand this was a comic book based off comic book characters, but the fact that they tried to paint this as, the next big superhero movie. We've had Aquaman and Bumblebee and all this stuff in December. I'm like, this is not superhero. I mean, don't paint it as that. Don't let it be known as that. That's my biggest complaint about this. So I sat down and watched the movie, and I hope you hear this from other people. This is a snooze fest. It is. I mean, there's really no other word for it. If somebody says they're excited the whole time of this movie, I'm sorry, but you're lying. There's no way that people standing around talking and sitting in a room doing nothing is exciting. It's just not. So when I sat through this whole movie, and I enjoyed the beginning because of James McAvoy, and the ending was all kind of given away in the previews. And I just, what are we supposed to do about that? That's the culture we live in. You see the previews a million times, and then you kind of know what happens when it comes up. That part of the preview comes up in the movie, and they put some of the end of this movie in the preview. So we knew it was coming. We didn't know how it was going to be played off, especially. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to say too much, but the whole premise of this movie that we find out at the end, I think it's complete a load of crap. Why are we supposed to sit through this whole movie and be excited about it and go and see it and pay our money and sit through the whole thing and then have that be the basis of the thought of this whole movie. I mean, nobody wants that ending. And for you to push that, your movie so hard and then to have that be the point, I didn't appreciate this movie like at all. And I'm not really sure why it was pushed so hard. And I understand the point of it, and I appreciate having Split as part of it, but I just don't get the point of this movie if you're going to have the ending say what it's going to say. There's a whole mastermind plan, and there's a whole, situation of events, and for it to be the culmination of what it was, I just think is a complete slap in the face for everybody. So, the ending aside, this movie was well done, and I don't want to make it seem like it was just nothing the whole time. Like when I was sitting there and I got the beginning where this, cop figure was trying to stop this bad guy from kidnapping girls, I thought that was a really cool part of the movie. I just didn't think it was some mysterious figure trying to stop, some creature, So I was just taking it more plain Jane than everybody else, and I thought it was actually a really good part of the movie. I thought that premise of, two kind of stronger individuals in this world getting another chance at each other, just head to head, natural, just see who's better at the end. I thought everything was handled great between Bruce and James and their characters and how everything unraveled in this movie. So the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, well, this isn't awful. So it's not like awful, awful. It's just a lot of things that just don't make sense. And I hope people are using the word disappointed because it was not the big blockbuster movie that I was kind of expecting. And the fact that it was called Glass and the main character, Mr. Glass, it's supposed to be about him, I guess. How his plan was nothing at all. I can't get into that with the review in case nobody's watched it. But for that to be such a smack in the face, I think they could have called this almost Split 2. I really think they could have. Because James is so much better than everybody in this movie. Everything is about him. If they don't have him, this movie is nothing. And so I appreciate it for parts of the movie. And I, was thinking like B minus, C plus kind of range. So I'll go with a B minus, but I'm just letting you know that at the ending, you might just say, what the heck is going on here? So I'm going to say B minus for Glass. I wouldn't mind watching it again someday, and I totally advise watching it, but it's just not what I think they were selling when I've seen the previews a million times. I just don't think that's what I was expecting, and I hope to hear that word disappointed from other reviewers. So thanks a lot, guys. My name is Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.